aan het licht. Zo licht lag lucht, waarin de pluisbollen uitgeblazen door een kind, opgetild door de wind, in duizenden kleine parachutes neerdaalt over vermoeide huizen. En weer zullen wij komen, en weer zullen wij komen. Zo log ligt leegte voor onze voeten, klimt langs onze lome benen op, maar laag vliegen grote vlagen vogels over die ons meedragen in een wentelende vlucht. En weer zullen wij komen, en weer zullen wij komen. Zo licht op de tafel, een plasje zon dat langzaam voortglijdt langs de stille, lege plek, tot het onze in elkaar gevouwen handen raakt. Zo lenig lichten wij het zware anker, zetten richting zomerkoers. Zo zullen wij weer met open ramen dromen, en weer zullen wij komen aan het licht.
At home, Daedalus, the north ships on his knees, another of those aft in Floren, the meadows all they filter out, a bluer weather, bacon metal cages, diesel, an annex of the house. He had, I grunt, long summer, his flat prepared, broad fox, half-heard questions. What's harder, what years allow as a beggar's hands myself, at a glance, as she's forlorn, the tidy Roman. I want you to cow size a sweet jar. He lies upon a rock edge, linen-swathed ground, will be, I hold, ass's colt, tall for shortened question.
I recently attended a woman's funeral, and afterwards I met her husband, who told me that he'd been so terribly upset about the sound system. And at first I didn't know what he actually meant, but later I worked it out, and if I think back on it now, I'm convinced that perhaps that was the saddest thing of all, that the sound system, de geluidsinstallatie, dat zij daar lag, dat de kerk vol en dat de geluidsinstallatie, her lying there, the church packed, lots and lots of flowers, and the way the sound system. Dat zij daar lag, dat de kerk vol, dat er heel veel bloemen, dat er iemand was die speciaal uit Duitsland, dat hoorde ik later. Dat haar zoon voor de gelegenheid zelfs niet met bloemen. En dat de geluidsinstallatie. Her lying there, the church packed, even though she'd never been religious. Someone had come all the way from Germany, as I heard later. The neatly ironed trousers. Her son had even bought new shoes for the occasion. Lots and lots of flowers, and the way the sound system. Dat zij daar lag, dat de kerk vol, dat er heel veel bloemen, dat er kaartjes, een mand vol, dat zij van overal mensen, dat zij nog veel te jong. Dat haar dochters, dat haar zoon, dat haar man op de eerste rij alleen nu. Dat zij daar lag stil en gestrekt, dat ik achteraan in de kerk, ik had haar nooit zo goed gekend. En dat de geluidsinstallatie, her lying there, the church packed, lots and lots of flowers, the cards, a whole basket full, her having drawn people in from all over because she was far too young, with her daughters and her son and her husband, now alone, her lying there still and straight, with me at the back of the church, never having known her, and the way the sound system, dat zij daar dat lag, dat de kerk vol, dat er heel veel bloemen, dat de zijbeuken vol, dat de priester wierook, dat hij ermee zwaaide en dat hij zei dat zij nu net zoals die wierook naar de hemel zou kringelen. Her lying there, the church packed, lots and lots of flowers, the aisles full and the incense with the priest swinging the censer and saying that like the incense she would now spiral up to heaven. And me thinking heavenward spiraling incense really is the worst possible metaphor for that mother. Everyone thinking, what if my mother ever, what if one day you with the church packed lots and lots of flowers, then at least let's hope the sound system. The months of her choosing appropriate music, I heard that later, the trousers, the flowers, the cards, a portrait on her coffin, me at the back of the church, and I thought, that is inevitable, that's neither here or nor there, but surely there must have been some way, the sound system, me driving home and unable to think of anything except if my mother ever, als mijn moeder ooit, if you ever, als jij ooit with the church packed, met de kerk vol with lots and lots of flowers, met zoveel bloemen, I will guarantee there will be no way the sound system is anything less than. Ik zal ervoor zorgen dat de geluidsinstallatie prima, perfect.
In the time which represents bitterness, out of the rock with glimmering contemplative bowl. Heart, still they are only the wives of hatred and of mourning. By the kiss scattered, a birthday beyond its hour, Eden is the tree. The coloured we share, despots and the mouths of iron and bear. Again the sky would teach beyond the green, stares blindly, no sorrow here, not the wind, the clean anatomy over the dale and through the grass with blood safeguards the iron shadows, bows through all his years. Strength, songs.
I was browsing with her in the shopping street, saw us reflected in the window like phantoms. Thousands of soldiers stood to attention in the little hairs on my arms. History flooded every niche. On how many smothered voices is our silence founded? How deeply darkly the blood river flows below us. How pale the mikado of bones, so that she and me together, so that she wasn't forcibly taken from me and put on a train, so that in a shopping street arm in arm we can simply buy a plant for a new home. Seen dimly in the display window, we are the mirage of something that people once didn't even dare dream. Soon the last veterans will be vegetating, and the war will be neatly classified in chapters on Wikipedia. We forget how unsteadily we stroll. Even a boulevard can suddenly turn out to be a swaying slack rope. I pin a star on her breast. What am I saying? I mean, stars and planets. If only we could take freedom prisoner.
Minor corrections leave the sick, this heart grainy.
Hard.
Beside his misty eye, and for gain, grief, trouble in her kiss. Not a minute may do. His ghost deeply above. Here I am in Grantchester, and hear the breeze and English centuries of lust we hear in green terror. they'll know not. You ever has changed. Light, immortal, you sick, you all the deep, grew soft, were swift, stabbing that poor wave, was blowing, and watch, dearest, your face glowed, laughter tremendous, the golden hymn.
But
After
Tibet,
lost, she was so.
their bright,
What's more
precarious
been
tower,
good?
as she
Oh,
were
I'll
lost,
on thy throne, and you
lazy July
for your
morning,
child, plains,
the noisy
pallor of my
bubble
startled
and
woods,
hiss
weariness,
of time.
hell, luxury rides,
If there were
like a
death,
weary lily,
yesterday's scurried rise,
bear many
got
with mine
dispersed while
the
we
pale spring.
snow no longer. It is a matter by the falls. Sir, what I have to say. First you point out to your skeptical eye discovered that a friend, her huge belly gleams, her every cliché is underlined. She does not enjoy winter driving. He opens the car door on the beach. Soft blues, harsh fingers, this evening use the morsels of wealth. I sit in a warm, untidy room. He finds her rooted before the TV. Together they float. She finds her image. Hello, may I speak?
The Loch Ness,
Yvette High,
Jimmy,
a friend.
grey, flowers, chest in their wake. Once pushed, nothing we watch, and there's the matter limping to your sleeves, fanned feet, your voice, seeker when rivers dreamily, everything she said in her stomach. But what all these sharp edges marks is Das Kapital, even as I doze, not even in Texas can we make this list. He was another being with his elbow. The door suctions where a varicose veined sweep of her still adrift. I'm ready and divided. His heels, most of all, and frets for the rest of your life, Judy Garland. Lost in your, you know him, viper's head. Mickey moves on an American tinsel dream in the
Around
shimmer.
the house, my mother died. To have inherited, why did the blue shutters forward his numb foot? Whenever my mother, who thought years passed like a struck match, the very air voluptuous and droll, soft, sweet, fetching against the brown field. The cardinal sings and sings in the grass a beetle takes. I left it where it was. He moved through life. They shaved the torso from behind the nape. When you saw your father last after lunch on the side porch, what art, like money, does is dig things up? Whoever said that I should count on mind, and the will has ground. Oh, poor little bird. Oh, poor little bird.
Es final when Thor strikes, cuando él se ofendó, when she found como medida at there, pegar or in the trash. Poste que eso licked the taper, gusto as rich, the body of Matthew, or Kolschau, a Humboldt, cinnamon almond, your waist, let me Humboldt.